Hey, what's up, y'all? This is FD. Sorry to be a little bit after the hour. Had some technical difficulties, but I'm here with my man, Big Jon. Big Jon, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
We can't let these things hold us back, man. I don't know what's going on here.
Nah.
We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got a lot to talk about.
We do.
We want to kick it off. I just saw Joey Bosa got a 1-year deal.
Yes.
What's up with a 1-year deal?
To the Bills.
What's up with a 1-year deal?
Prove it. It's a prove it deal.
That must mean that people have evaluated your tape and your game is not up to par.
Mm-hmm. Also, how old is he now?
Joey Bosa? $29 years old, my man.
Yeah, that's still young enough. 5-time Pro Bowler.
I can't believe he signed a 1-year deal. That is blowing me away. $12.6 million is not chump change.
No,
but it's a 1-year deal.
And they let go of Von Miller, so he's hit the replacement.
Yeah. So yeah, but then they signed back the ex-Chicago Bear. What's his name? Out of Buffalo. What is his name? Khalil Mack.
Buffalo Bills signed Khalil Mack?
Oh, excuse me, not the Bills. San Diego signed Khalil Mack back with his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you let go of Von Miller, you bring in Joey Bosa. Who would you rather have? Von Miller or Joey Bosa? About the same boat, huh?
Yeah.
Probably so. Big Jon, we're rolling. And then we got the authentic sports card that saying cheers.
Nice to see you.
I think Newbreed is going to be on in a little bit, I believe.
All right.
What do you think of Stephen A. Smith today on Gil's Arena?
He was on Gil's Arena?
Yeah, and he made a statement that he thought LeBron approaching him at the game was some BS.
All right, so here's where I'm at. I don't know what originally he said about Bronny, if it was a non-basketball.
Oh, he basically, and this I feel like this was months ago. He basically said that LeBron needs to stop bringing this attention to Bronny, saying that he's better than other players in the league, and talking about he's a real NBA player when he hasn't proven that. And he said he basically talked to LeBron. And he said, LeBron, you're bringing too much pressure on this guy. You need to stop that. Now, that was a while ago, Big Jon. That wasn't like that was just last week.
It wasn't okay. It wasn't like the day before he said something. No. He ain't said nothing. I mean, I guess we got to go down, history, and Stephen A. is not in the camp of LeBron. Right? No. Let's just take that as a fact.
Yeah, they're not close. They're not boys.
He's always been respectful in the sense that whenever he's going to say something about LeBron, he always going to hit the qualifiers. Great dad, this, great person, this and that, before going to his basketball tape.
Yes.
2, LeBron, you ignore. Great example. Ryan Clark said it best, right? You ignore everything in the media. So why this time, you want to confront Stephen A. face to face when you have the means to talk to him? My problem with the whole interaction is you said Joe P's LeBron and then dipped out.
Yep.
Right. Yep. You trying to check somebody. And you dipped out. You don't want to have a conversation. You want to think you Mr. Big Bad over your son.
It's like show out. He was trying to show out. Yeah.
But everybody has said this about your son in the media, right?
But especially Skip Bayless.
Yeah. But everybody has said, from the nepotism, which I don't care. Hey, good for you. You got your son in the league. I'm happy about it. At this point in the year, I think it's lazy journalism to continue to say Bronny shouldn't be in the league. At this thing, right? You look at how that draft class has turned out, right? The number 3 pick isn't even averaging 4 points a game.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at the number. I can no longer be mad at the number 55 pick for only averaging 2 points a game in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
This is not 10 games in, 20 games in. We 60-some games in. We going into the playoffs. So any journalism saying that, hey, he shouldn't be in the league, man, it's like only a handful of draft picks that didn't go to the G League this year.
Yeah, the class is poor. It's poor.
So
worst ever.
So if you 60 games in saying Bronny shouldn't have been drafted, you saying Reed Shepard shouldn't have been drafted, you saying Alex Shaw shouldn't have been drafted, whoever the number 22nd pick was shouldn't be drafted. Because this draft class is Stephen Castle and Jarrett McClain. That's it. That's the people that showed out.
And McClain got hurt.
And he hurt.
Yeah.
So, that's the problem with ESPN is while ESPN is the worldwide leader in sports, they're truly the worldwide leader in coverage of basketball and football, not sports.
And they also will fill airtime.
Right. Yeah. But we talk about filling airtime. Remember months ago over the summer when I can't think of the little woman's name who got on Stephen A for not covering WNBA.
Yeah.
Right? So was that Monica McNutt?
McNutt, yeah.
That's Monica McNutt. I didn't want to misspeak.
Yes.
But you look at now what's going on. I don't watch First Take. But I see a lot of clips of First Take. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen one clip where they covered the Unrivaled League.
No.
Right?
It's almost like it's not happening.
Right? I haven't seen clips where they're covering a lot of college basketball in general. Right? Outside of the big highlight moments with Cooper Flag or with Juju, they don't really. You don't see anything of them covering the sport as a whole, or what's going on in Auburn or in Alabama, or what's going on in Tennessee or Michigan. How is Nevada doing this year? They don't. So when you say you're the worldwide leader of sports, you really just cover basketball and football. Mm-hmm. I know they're not talking about anything in spring training because when I used to watch ESPN on a daily basis, they never covered baseball unless I was injured or hurt. So this constant cycle of, hey, we got to cover LeBron to make news is when you get situations like this with your top, face of your company, because your guys are solely talking about one sport.
So let me say something. Let me say something that came to my mind, and you tell me if I'm really off base. So when I first saw LeBron towering over Stephen A, right? There's a 15%, 20% of me that said this whole thing is made up. Doesn't even seem right. You're at your job, you're playing the game. They're in the third quarter. Cheerleaders are outperforming. You look over and get up and go over and start talking about this? Now, you mean to tell me since Stephen A has made these statements, LeBron has not seen him until this very game? While he's sitting with his
bosses.
What's that?
With his representation and his bosses, basically.
Yes, basically sitting with his representation and his bosses. But then you walk over and you're like, man, cut the bullshit, man. Like you up in that, you're talking about that with a towel in your hand. It almost doesn't even seem real. And then when the conversation is over and he jets to the right, Stephen A just sits down.
Yeah. So, okay. So going back to the issue, right?
It almost seems like made up controversy wrapped around the $100 million contract that Stephen A just signed to be newsworthy? Go ahead.
Okay, I disagree. I don't think it's made up, right? Because one thing we know about LeBron, he's a little sensitive. He can be sensitive at times.
But who have you seen him confront Big John? You've watched 20-some years of basketball.
But we've seen people or heard people confronting Stephen A. Right? Nobody's afraid to confront Stephen A.
But have you ever seen LeBron roll up on someone?
I haven't, but I don't think it's made up. I think that's too lazy. Oh, sorry. I just think it's too lazy.
Do you?
I think it's too lazy. Yeah.
He just signed a $100 million contract. There's nothing relevant about what's going on with Stephen A. right now.
But the $100 million contract.
That's right. So what's newsworthy?
Nothing.
Did you see LeBron really acting out of? I've seen people approach him. We saw Isaiah Stewart try to wreck him on the court, and you saw LeBron by the refs. Never really seen him roll up on the person. But today, while the Chili's are performing, I look to my left and I'm going to raise up on this man. And then what did he wish to accomplish?
You got to ask him that. Right? I think if he's coming from a father standpoint and he's mad about it, okay, whatever.
But your son is a professional, though.
Well, that's why I said I don't know anything other than basketball reasons. Has he said anything bad about Bronny?
Yes.
Right? What Stephen A. does respect, because if you heard the stories, whether it was Kenyon Martin, whether it was Lou Williams, whether it's Kevin Durant's mom, when you come to him man to man, he respects that as a sense. When it's not public behind us, we talk it out. We can, he will apologize. He's not above apologizing and seeing another side of the point, right? Years later, he apologized to the Williams when they had the chance to one-on-one talk. Him and Kmart had their thing from when he was drafted. They've had a chance to talk. Like, you hear players say that, hey, if you got a problem with Stephen A. and you approach to him one-on-one, that's a conversation to be had, and he'll be had. He will listen and see the other side of it.
Yes, I've heard this.
Right? So, well, I think that's part of why he didn't want to talk about it. Okay, I can respect you came to me, LeBron, face to face when you saw me. You started to feel, all right, I'm gonna take the time to figure out how I'm gonna go do my job through this avenue, right? Because unfortunately, even if he wanted to eviscerate this bridge, he can't. Because his company, where he works for, covers LeBron 24/7.
All day.
So there has to be some sort of backpedaling or distant stance he has to take to maneuver through the situation. You know how he may personally feel because of his job and the contract he just signed, right? But he always talks about LeBron. Hey, he's a great father. He's this and that, and he's always said it on first take. Whenever I talk about LeBron, I get my phone ringing up. Whenever I don't say he's the greatest from all his people in his camp, even though I have to say all the great things he's done outside the court. Yeah, I just don't think you're the best basketball player.
Yes.
And then he goes get hurt. So he goes, he might have used all his gumption up to, confront Stephen A. Because now he hurt.
Yeah, groin pull. We got Gerald that says Stephen A. was on Skip Bayless' show this week. Might have been a stunt. I don't know. Could have been, couldn't have been. It just seems like very friendly timing. And when I see people acting out of character and you've watched them for a long time, and other people have said things about his son, and it's not like these two guys are close. It would be another story if Stephen A. and LeBron were boys, or very close, even professionally. And now you said something about my child, and I can't believe you said that because we're close. But since we're not close, and we don't want to be close, what about the other people who have said something about your child?
He said them to Jaylen Brown.
Nothing. Didn't roll off, and he's played against him. They've guarded each other.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Nothing down the court. Yeah, that's for you, man. Talking about my child. Nothing like that.
I really like Ryan Clark's point of view on this.
Mm-hmm.
Because by publicly doing that, you don't let Bronny out of your shadow.
You don't let him be a man.
Yeah, I was trying to go that far with it, but you don't
go that far with it. You don't let him be a man. I would never. Let me just tell you, I've never been in a situation where my dad was bumping for me, and I'm 3x7 plus.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in that situation. Now, somebody may coach me on what I should say or how I could better handle a situation, but I've never had anybody raise up on someone, and I'm a grown man, and I'm making $7 million.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen or heard of that.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Did you see the finish of this Pacers Milwaukee game?
No. What happened there?
Freaking Halliburton hit a 3 with 3 seconds left.
I didn't know
and got fouled.
Oh, they won by 1 point, huh?
Yeah, he hit a 3, down by 3, and got fouled. And won the game.
And he had 14 points tonight. 10 assists. Interesting game. Both teams basically have the same record.
Yeah.
They do have the same record, 36-28 now. What do you think of the Pacers?
Nothing. Afterthought. Not relevant.
Last year, I thought they might come back. They got Siakam. Thought they might come back this year, do something. Nothing. And it's a lot of players that are like Mathurin and Turner and Halliburton. Mm-hmm. They're like middle of the road kind of players. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Giannis had 19. Brook Lopez had 23. Hey, both teams shot decently. So,
yeah. I did pick up LeBron from this year's Prism.
What year?
On eBay. This year.
Okay.
It looked like a nice card. I can might grade well. So I have.
Oh, it is a cool looking card. That's a nice
picture. Yeah. I was like, this looks decent. For $10, figured it'd be a nice pickup of LeBron from this year.
All right. I can dig it. Oh, what's up with the hobby? I know we had talked about, I think one day we talked about some new cars that were coming out.
The Squishmallow cars?
No, we talked about those last week. Wasn't there there's no new Mercury out, right?
Midnight.
Midnight. That's what we want.
Yeah. So I stopped for a quick second into a hobby shop today, and they had a Midnight on the shelf. And apparently somebody got some from earlier in the day and hit a Wimby Auto out of one. So made their money back there hitting the Wimby Auto.
What's a box of Midnight?
How much it costs?
Yeah.
I didn't ask. I don't even know. Let's see what is going on. Oh, I'll show you. So this is. I'll show you what they look like. What's up, Huddle?
Yeah, Huddle, what's up? I heard there's been great weather where you're at. Here, rain, temperatures lower than usual. Quite a bit of rain. Hold on, let me get this up for you here.
So he had a base. The shopper had a base Wimby like this, not the 25, but a base one.
Okay. Some interesting looking cards.
They don't look that bad.
I know. I guess it's midnight. They're just all darker. It's midnight though.
Yeah. I don't know what the market is going to be like. Some of these front facing ones just look weird without the NBA logo.
They do. They do.
Like, look at this stuff. Like, look at this stuff.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. 10 out of 25.
Yeah. I don't like the way this card designed either. I can't look at it and tell where the middle was at. Oh, here it is.
Midnight.
Star studded.
Hold on, let me look up basketball. Fanatics Fest is coming soon. So I'm showing. Well, hold up. Somebody's selling one for $2,700.
Oh, what? Wimby? Box?
Yeah.
No.
No, excuse me. A case is $2,700. A case of 12 is $2,700. How many cards in each box? Do we know?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
There's 3 autographs per box. I don't know how many packs per box.
I cannot type today.
And all those are their own card. They don't look like stickers.
Undercard set. They're stickers.
Oh, they are? Okay. Interesting. When you went today, did you pick up anything?
Yeah, I sent you the Brock and the Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
So I picked up Dennis Rodman, Fleur Metal card, Power Tools. So
Okay.
I was in and out real quick. But I said, let me get that real quick. Boom. They were nice and jumped out.
And this shop is close to you?
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes away. It was on the way while I was going somewhere. So I was seeing as I was riding by. Let me just stop real quick.
Okay.
Because I was headed doing some of the lunch break. So
Cool. So Dwight Howard said LeBron doesn't get back on defense.
Yeah.
And he's a B word.
Yeah, that's a trigger word right there. You can't call LeBron a B word.
Let me just say there was a place that I used to know that if you call somebody the B word, there was ramifications.
Yeah.
Strong ramifications.
Yeah. And you see it with him and Uduke, Mario Chalmers. Now you're hearing it from Dwight Howard. He does not. He's like being called the B word.
Well, Mario Chalmers and him to get along when they were teammates, and I kind of chalked it up to at the time. Well, If I was a teammate with Mario Chalmers, just from what I've seen from an optic level on TV, I probably wouldn't want to be a teammate with that guy. But I believe that there's a lot more that's going to come out about one LeBron James in the next 5 to 10 years that will blow people's minds.
Yeah, I mean,
beyond I put my uniform on the floor in the locker room and you dare not step over it, way beyond that.
Well, can't nobody hold LeBron accountable.
No. Huddle says because he is. Huddle said he is that B word.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Kobe wanted his teammates to challenge him. Jordan wanted to see his teammates stand up for themselves. LeBron is dudes, I tell you.
Did you ever hear anybody call Kobe the B word?
I never heard it, but they probably have.
I'm talking about out in public, sitting down doing an interview.
No.
Have you ever heard anybody call Michael Jordan the B word?
No. Well, no.
Nope, not that word.
But they probably, like, in the heat of playing basketball, the way, especially talking about get up back on defense, stop being scared to play defense. Like, you're the best player. Play some freaking defense. Act like it.
I don't disagree with Dwight Howard. I actually agree with Dwight Howard.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was a reason why Dwight Howard was not on that team.
Yeah.
Let me bring in New Breeders in the house. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. Fellas, how y'all doing? What's going on? I just came from the Pistons game, so sorry about that, man. I just came from the Pistons game.
You told me that.
You
told me. Who won?
Oh, Pistons. Pistons won, blowout fashion.
I saw some scrapping. I saw what's old boy's name? The Draymond kid. What's his name? Poole. I saw Poole pushing Jalen Duren and trying to get him some. What's that all about?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just guys being competitive, man, and just trying to show their machismos and stuff. But
Poole has to know he's on the worst team in basketball.
He has to.
He has to know that.
He has to know he's one of the worst players in basketball, right?
Yeah, but when you shooting a three and you over here just looking at players and looking at the crowd and you down by 20 and you motioning a three and it's like, come on, man, you got to do better than that. You have to.
The NBA should just outlaw. I got ice in my veins. That little move to the arm.
Mm-hmm.
They should just play it out, bro.
Yeah, they need to.
Some of the worst players that don't play defense in the league. You ever seen Curry do that?
That's it. Jordan Poole is turning into Nick Young.
He is. He is becoming Nick Young. If he ever develops a smile that he can't get off his face, then he really be Nick Young.
Mm-hmm.
He is Nick Young like tendencies.
New Breed, you came at the right times. We were talking about LeBron and teammates calling him the B word for not playing defense. Just thoughts on that.
But then we said, have you ever heard Kobe being addressed in an interview as the B word? Have you ever heard Mike Jordan being addressed in the interview as the B word?
No, I've never heard it.
So we're never sitting down in an air-conditioned studio and getting all your thoughts together about what you want to say today. And then you start telling these kind of stories. We're not talking about in the heat of battle where you may be on the court and somebody pushes somebody and somebody shoves another person or dunks or layup and one on, and then you may turn and say something. We're talking about your career is over, Chalmers, Dwight Howard, and you sit down and you describe one LeBron James this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just and to have former teammates say that, so they've been around him to say that he was like that, and then it just tells you nobody fears LeBron anymore.
No,
Nobody does.
No.
Nobody does. They fear Jordan. They fear Kobe. They don't fear LeBron like that. It's just we in a league to where it's not even competitive anymore. It's kind of hard to watch this game.
It is.
It's very hard to watch it. Like, Kobe and Michael would never exchange jerseys with the opposing player. Like you'll never see that. You can't see it.
I'll tell you one.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't even communicate with somebody from the other team. Like it's just it's not competitiveness. There's no rivalries either. There's no rivalries.
Hey, Miami used to be like that until LeBron came to Miami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carmelo told the stories about not being able to talk to D-Wade, ignoring him before games before LeBron came to Miami.
Shaq wasn't having that.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. No.
You get between these lines, it's 94 feet. It's war.
It's war. And it need to get back to that, but I don't think it'll ever get to that because of how much these players are getting paid. I don't think it'll ever get back to that.
Well, they're getting paid on potential.
Mm-hmm. That's a big problem.
Anytime another ball is making $200 million, there's a problem.
The show has started. New Breed, the show has started.
And they tried so hard to get him to be the star point guard in the All-Star game, and I'm just like, no, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. It's just not.
They opted to not even have him show up.
Even
alternates going on. Let's go with Trae Young. Zerny says, I wonder how many jerseys MJ has in his trophy room. That is a good question. I mean, he could have a lot of opposing players. Something tells me he does not. I know he got
probably a Larry Bird, probably a Magic Johnson, maybe a Ewing, an AI, a Kobe jersey. Probably where the list stops.
Yeah.
Right. And probably some Charlotte Hornets jerseys.
That's because he took them off their backs.
Right. Exactly.
Don't forget Malik Monk used to be over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Malik Monk. I like him a lot too. I like Malik Monk a lot too. I don't know what's going on with him and De'Aaron Fox right now, but I do like Malik Monk. I question De'Aaron Fox. Well, see, this is the thing though. Malik Monk, I don't know if y'all seen the video, but he was actually had an argument with De'Aaron Fox's wife.
Yeah.
So
but he talked to De'Aaron Fox on the court a little bit before that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking. He was looking. De'Aaron Fox said something to him, and he's kind of looking at him. And they exchanged a few words, and then they parted ways. And then De'Aaron Fox's wife comes out. But I haven't heard Malik Monk say anything publicly.
I haven't either.
So this is something maybe Bron behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. It just had an interesting look to it.
I think it just boils down to what happened to Mike Brown. Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with that as well. So everybody still think that De'Aaron Fox got him fired, and it's a possibility he did.
While De'Aaron Fox is publicly saying, I don't think they should have fired him, and that's my catalyst for leaving. Which I do. I just don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
He also said, I don't want to play with Castle. But then he goes to San Antonio and says, I really want to play with Castle. That's why I came.
I don't want you to draft Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all remember too, back years ago when LeBron was coming out, all the players was talking about we don't want LeBron on the team. We ain't gonna do. Then when they draft him, they like, yeah, we like him. He's he's for the future. So
Wagner was the ring leader of that. He did not want to play to LeBron in games.
Oh yeah, him and Carlos Boozer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then later, Boozer played with LeBron in Cleveland.
Exactly.
Pro LeBron. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then Darius Miles has some.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's great. So let me ask you guys. A question. What is your thoughts on what Angel Reese said about they need to pay the WNBA more? What's your thoughts about that?
Big Jon?
First, you got to turn a profit. I like what's the girl that got traded from Kelsey Plum? I liked when she was asked about this. You want to get a better revenue split, right? You don't want to get paid more. I want the WNBA owners to treat the WNBA players like professional athletes, right? I want them to not have to take coach. I want them not to go through an airport and ride with regular normal people, right? I want them to have catering. I want them to be treated like a regular professional athlete with all the money that you're spending. Now, when it comes to revenue splitting, are we turning a profit? Or are we still being bailed out by the NBA, right? Right. This is the first year y'all made $200 million. The NBA makes contracts worth billions. You can't compare you to them, right? Only thing you can come to the table is like, hey, we need a better split of whatever we're getting, right? And be treated like professional athletes. That split will get you more money. But you can't look at the 15th player on the bench of the NBA team and think you're going to make that money because you don't generate the type of money that the NBA generates. Your media contract is chump change compared to what their media contract is, right? And every other major sport. But you are a professional athlete of a supposed to be a professional brand. You need to be treated as such. You're not a minor league team. You're not a double-A team in baseball where you're taking buses and you got to work a second job until you make it. Treat them like professional players, right? It was crazy that teams like the Liberty were getting fined because they had a private jet for their players, taking them to games. They were getting fined for that. The city of Vegas offered to give all the players money and basically NIL deals, and the NBA and the WNBA like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Right. So they need a better commissioner. Shout out to Amani, because their commissioner doesn't know how to grow the game.
Mm-hmm.
You have stars, and I'm talking about you have the major star, Caitlin Clark, right? That's your North Star right now. Wherever she goes, this league is going. Ticket sales tell you that, right? No teams changed arenas and went from their little practice facility they play into to NBA arenas to watch Angel Reese play. They didn't go to arenas to watch Angel Wilson play, and she's the best player in the league. They went to go see Caitlin Clark. So that's your North Star. Point blank and period.
Absolutely.
So no matter what Angel Reese says, she might be the outspoken WNBA player from a social media standpoint because that's just who she is, and she's all over social media. But I don't take her opinion as law. I think that's her opinion and having one. Me personally, when I was a kid, when they first started, I watched WNBA with my grandma, watching Cynthia Cooper in the comments, right?
Yeah.
Catch a game. I live in Connecticut now. I'm aware of the Sun. I've met the players. I've seen the players around town. I've watched some games on TV. You know, I've gotten tickets, just scheduling to go. Like, they need to be treated like professional athletes first. Present them to the public as professionals, and they will be treated as one by the public. People will buy more tickets, buy more jerseys, be more invested to watch. You look at all the investment that these players made into themselves with an unrivaled league. And like I was telling FD, I've yet to see a clip from an ESPN show covering the unrivaled league.
I think there's a reason for that.
Right? You can't get the worldwide leader in sports to cover the WNBA for a 5-minute segment for 5 minutes in a week. So what is your commissioner doing? What do you mean you don't want to talk about basketball? You have these former players talking about the NBA, these former players talking about the NBA, but you don't want to talk about the WNBA and what's going on now. They need to be looking at how do we get rid of this commissioner to get a commissioner that's going to grow the game so we can make more money. Like there's steps to this that they need to take.
So
train like professionals, but LP, I get what you're saying. If you are aware, a lot of the Unrivaled League, professional training staff, professional everything. And this is why players who are free agents decided they want to go to Phoenix, because our Phoenix said, yeah, we have world-class facilities, right? We're not buying facilities or going to a gym. We have our own world-class facilities here. And that's why players are changing teams, because they're talking, yeah, we got shelves, and we got this, and we have that. The top teams in the league has that for them to train like professionals, not have to go overseas.
Right. Because they get paid more overseas than they do in the WNBA.
That's probably controversial, but I still say it. Because to me, I think it needs to be said. Two things. When my father first moved to Chicago, Illinois, straight out of the military, 1969, 1968, Chicago Bulls were on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
They were not on TV.
Wow.
Yeah, not on TV at all. No games.
Didn't know that.
And this was before Bird Magic by 12 years. So the league was going straight down the toilet, right? You didn't have a face of the league. Like people use that term now. There was no old school term called face of the league. It's something that we have come up with now in marketing to make something out of nothing, right? You have people that play. The ABA was more popular than the NBA because the ABA was more high flying, dunking, different things, passes like you saw Magic bring later. Things in the ABA were not in the NBA, so scoring was really up. There was a split in respect for the ABA because there was some top-notch talent that went ABA, just like the USFL back in the day, but did not go to the NBA. So Dr. J's total points scored at the time, some people thought were inflated. But the league was more popular with people putting butts in seats, people in the stands, than you go to an NBA game. There was more marketing there. There were more almost a lot of stuff that we see as far as giveaways and fun stuff happening at halftime. All that came from the ABA. The NBA didn't have that. So then the NBA is struggling. You got Larry Bird and Magic Johnson come in and start changing things. And Magic definitely brought the ABA game with him. How Goldtrotter, Showtime, run down the court. That brought people to the game. I feel like right now the WNBA is at a state of we need to grow, just like the NBA was at one point. We have to grow. On the other side of that, so I think there probably has to be a strike. There has to be something that gets them more money. It's not going to get them NBA money, but your top pick in the draft can't make $75,000 a year. It just cannot happen. Her shoe deal, everything that she does, she blinks, she drinks a glass of water. It's more than what she's getting as a salary on the court. Can't be
especially FD after coming out of college and making millions.
Yes,
from NIL deal in college.
Yes,
exactly.
Bank. You come out now. I'm not seizing on 75,000. We know that the average household in America, what they're making, we know those numbers is less than 75,000. So I'm not trying to sneeze on anybody. I'm just talking about what a league has to go for it to be respected by many and draw this discounted talent. Some of these players can make 5 times their salary, most of the league, by going overseas. So you could opt out of the WNBA if you didn't have pride and probably in your country and want to grow a business. You could go someplace else. Second thing I'm going to say is that we have to have certain demographic groups support the WNBA consistently for that thing to grow. It's not going to grow. I talk to a lot of guys, and I'm talking about several different demographic groups, not just women. That's not who I'm focusing this on. I talked to several different demo. Oh, I don't watch that. Oh, that's not real basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they play with a smaller ball. Oh, they really can't shoot a jump shot or shoot the three consistently. Oh, they can't dunk. So when I
get that a lot.
If I'm from Chicago, right, and I go to Tennessee, I go to Connecticut, I go to Florida, I go to Miami, I take those cities for what they are. I don't go to Miami and sit there on the beach and say, this ain't Chicago. Because Chicago ain't Miami in so many ways. So look at that sport and take that sport for what it is. And I love the fundamentals. I can tell you one thing, people in the WNBA can come down and feed the post. The NBA cannot do that. They can also run their plays correctly, split screens, and do all kinds of things that you only see Golden State Warriors and certain teams in the league even doing.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's a cleaner game. It's a more original form of basketball, and that's why I like watching it. But I don't look at that and compare it to what did I just see Anthony Edwards dunk? Nobody else is dunking. So we need men, women, all supporting the WNBA for that sport to actually grow. Stop criticizing the sport. Actually watch the sport. If we don't have that, all of this stuff is kind of in vain. This is why the NBA subsidizes the WNBA. I go to a Sparks game. I take Junior, I take G. We go to a Sparks game. 90% of the concessions is closed.
What?
Yeah, I kid you not. Most of that stadium concessions are closed. There's only so many people there working. Most of the seats are covered, so you could those sections of the stadium you can't even sit in. And this is I don't know what's happening in the rest of the country. I'm just describing what's happening here. But now they're a little more interactive. I like the games because you got a DJ. They're more interactive. They're throwing more T-shirts. They're doing more things. Going back to that ABA style, interacting more with the fans than I do sometimes at the NBA game. But it's not a lot of people there. So now sometimes I prefer that because I can get in and out of the stadium. I can get up and leave and be home in a minute or wherever else we need to go. I'm not sitting in traffic. I'm not doing this, that, and the other. Sometimes it's a pleasure. Big Jon, you go.
Yeah, I agree with all that. But doesn't matter if you can't get 5 minutes of time to be talked about on ESPN in a week. They can't give you 5 minutes.
I just feel like there's a reason why it's not on ESPN.
Well, here's the thing with that too. What ESPN tries to do, they try to put the WNBA stuff into NBA shows, and especially for NBA Today with Malika Andrews, or as I call her, Malika Snitchdrews, but that's another story. Hey, listen, hey, I could do a whole show on that, but I ain't gonna get into it. I ain't gonna get into it because she's a snitch. But it's just, but they always throw in half of the show talking about WNBA, but they got a WNBA player on NBA Today. Mm-hmm. So it's just they try to throw it in there, but I'm with y'all. They need to have their own show. They need to have their own network. They need to have everything, and it goes back to what Big Jon was saying. The commissioner, a lot of that has to do with the commissioner. Mm-hmm. A lot of that has to do with the commissioner. It just shows that, you have to put it on a big network. When there's a problem when majority of your games is on the Ion network. A lot of people don't even know what that network is.
But being on the Ion network, almost every basic cable has Ion network. It's available for everybody to watch. But if I don't know you on, I don't know, Aja Wilson, Sabrina, Caitlin, Angel Reeves, Cameron Brink, and then it gets murky after that. It gets real murky trying to name people after you pass Brittany Griner. It gets real murky trying to name more and more players for a lot of people. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Well, says here we need something special to watch, FD. Again, I'm telling you, You got to support this. If you don't support this, people don't support this. I don't care what Caitlin Clark is doing.
But you know what, too, FD? This is the thing, FD and Big Jon. You know what the thing is, too? I think we'll have more guys really watching and supporting. I think if you have sex appeal in the WNBA, you're gonna have more guys come. If you have women that are look good,
I don't want to go gimmicky like that. I don't want to go gimmicky like that. But here's why. Here's why. If you watch the top college programs are always packed, no matter what the players are. UConn, South Carolina, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Alabama. The top 20 programs are always stadiums are always packed. LSU stadiums are always packed. They don't have to come watch you play. So I don't think we need to go. Hey, they need to show more skin to be sex appeal to appeal to man. Because listen, we only. I don't think they go that way. People who watch the college need a reason to come watch the WNBA. You need a reason to keep.
I would love to see some data to see if you watch female college basketball, women's college basketball. Do you watch the WNBA?
Yeah,
I would love to see that intersection. But something tells me they don't.
No, I can tell you. I don't know what college Dana Taurasi went to off the top of my head, but I know she went to UConn. I have to take a minute to think about it, right?
UConn.
Yeah, I know, but I know that. But you ask people what school did Sabrina go to, they're not gonna know. And she was at Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of Caitlin Clark's fans came from Iowa and they followed to the WNBA, right? You're gonna have people follow Juju to the WNBA, right? You're gonna have people follow Paige to the WNBA, right? It's like FG said, there's a lot of demographics that need to get over the things they're hung up on and just go ahead and support it and watch it and enjoy it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the game needs somebody who's going to grow the game, right? Okay, we got 3 to 4 people with shoe deals with Nike. Aja, Caitlin, Sabrina. I think there's one more, right?
Well, don't forget the young lady with Curry's company.
Yeah, but hey, you know I love me some Malaysia Foali, all right? But she's in college still. I'm WNBA. Mm-hmm. Right? You got 3. How do we work these Nike commercials into prime time, into other things? You got to put advertising, sales, everything together, and market the game. Marketing,
I just believe that if people are not watching the game,
all of that.
I think when people watch the game, now you build a platform to other things.
Yeah.
If your ratings are low and you're on the ION network, you're probably not going to have too many commercials in prime time basketball being played.
But marketing is all of it, right? It's not marketing. Is not saying you have commercials. It's marketing is the whole thing of everything put in, from sales to competition to advertising and growing the game. You're on the ION network. Well, how do we make sure that we get enough people in the cities that we play in to know their ION network local channel is, right? How do we just start bases? Oh, ION network is channel 6 in Chicago, channel 18 in LA. Okay, so what kind of advertising, media blast do we do? Like, it's the whole marketing to grow the game, not just one aspect of people come to. So, hey, you came to the game today. I'm gonna make sure you leave with something saying that, hey, your local ION channel is this. So you don't come to the next game, you can watch it on TV, right? It's how you hey, I bought a ticket, I came. Cool, I enjoyed myself, but that doesn't mean when I go home, I know how to watch the next game tomorrow. So they don't have somebody who has a strategic marketing plan from point A to point Z. Every step away, this is how we can grow the game. And that includes, hey, not flying commercial. Every team has catering. You know, every team has a training facility. Like they don't have anybody that's doing that, in my opinion. And that's why the game is not growing at the rate that it should be growing. Because when you telling me that, okay, Caitlin Clark, fanfare, we have the star that people want to see, to the point where I'm moving my game in Washington to the Wizards stadium, and I'm out selling tickets to the Wizard games is. So you can't tell me people don't want to see the game when I'm out selling the Wizards.
So let me ask this question. Most people probably won't. So we talk about Caitlin Clark, right? We talk about her play, and she shoots the three, and people want to see that, right? Does she have the innate ability to be an ambassador of a league? Does she have a personality to be the ambassador of a league? She goes to most interviews. She does not want to sit there and talk. It's this coming out of her. I would rather be someplace else right now. She had an opportunity. Now I'm just going to focus on Caitlin Clark right now. She had an opportunity this past All-Star League game to come out and shoot against some of the best in basketball today, to showcase the game. Her statement was, I'm a player that catches and shoots. I don't shoot off a rack. Now we've seen Larry Bird. We've seen multitudes of shooters. Reggie Miller. I mean, we've seen all kinds of shooters shoot off a rack. I've even seen Cheryl Cooper. We've gone to WNBA and we've seen this. So you have the opportunity to take a step and be the captain of your league and the face of your league and to represent your league in a cross-marketing program, because that's all that is. And you shy away. You don't want that. That is also, we got to have somebody who is willing to embrace the role and accept the baton and lead the league. And not just, I don't need to just see you play. When you watch Steph Curry, even when you watch LeBron, you watch Mike Jordan, when a microphone went in front of Jordan's face, he gave you something. Now, he might be over here talking about a teammate, punching Steve Kerr in the face, all of that. But when that mic went in front of his face, Kobe Bryant represented something. We have people who are supposedly the bomb in the WNBA, and they really don't want any parts of that, man.
That's true.
That's a problem.
Big problem. And it's like you got players that don't want to be the face. They just want to just play basketball and don't want to do that. I mean, they're going to try to do that with Juju Watkins. I think they're going to try to make her the face.
Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah.
You know, Paige Beckers, Kiki Rice.
Yes.
You know, all these women. They're going to try to do that. But if they don't want to be that, that's one of the issues of the WNBA. Nobody wants to be the face. They rarely get TV time. And it's just like when you have a commissioner that's not willing to do all of this stuff to make your company better, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Nobody's going to want to come there.
LP, ask yourself, why do you hear Reese and why do you not hear Clark? Ask yourself that question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear Clark's opinion about anything.
And it shouldn't, just like what y'all was saying, like Reese is speaking out the most, but you don't see all these veterans saying something about that.
Yeah,
but when it comes to the popularity of Clark and all of these flights and all that, then you say, oh, it's not because of her that we have these flights and all that. It has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with it.
My point earlier, Huddle, about the catering is that your commissioner is not handling the small things of the league. Not saying we can watch if they have catering. What I'm saying is the small things, the details of the league to grow it, to make sure the players on one side are taken care of, and on two, the business taken on the other side is not being done. That's kind of my point about those small things. right? When any company rolls out new marketing, new things, it's a rollout, and it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. This is what we're doing. Get on board or not. This is what we're doing. This is how the rollout's going to go. And she wasn't prepared for the big jump they took this year. It's going to cost the league some money to the players, rightfully so. But the players also have to do what FD is saying. You have to come out and talk and big up your league, right? We've seen Asia get her jersey retired, right? Didn't hear her talking about WNBA. You seen Caitlyn get her jersey retired. You didn't hear anything talking about WNBA. Like when you put in these positions where you are in public, and not saying doing your own thing, but when you are, in front of the media, hey, bigging up your league, because you want more people to know that, hey, the person that should be the face of the league should be one of the best players. It should probably be freaking Asia Wilson or Nafisa Collier. These, especially if you want to see dribble, shooting, inside outside game. If you watch any of the one-on-ones they was having in Unrivaled, that was backyard basketball where we all grew up trying to play and do. Mm-hmm. That was fun to watch. Mm-hmm. It was skill. Oh, it wasn't just step back or layup. It was people trying to play defense. Everybody knows Brown Stewart. She got beat 12-0 in under a minute.
Yep. Yeah.
So you can't. There's some skill there. But listen.
Hey, I heard more. Strike, I heard more from
Southwest Airlines. All of them they do.
I heard more from Southwest Airlines today than I've heard from people in WNBA.
Hey, them frequent flyer miles, I tell you.
You make that one bag, or is that going to be two bags?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on now?
Right.
When you're getting flued out, how many bags you taking?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What segment we got up here?
So we got Le'Veon Bell. What's going on?
Oh, that's my guy right there. That's my guy right there.
These allegations are true. Throw them underneath the jail. I'm still looking into it. I'll probably have more next week. But if these allegations are true, throw them underneath the jail. Underneath it.
Oh yeah, I agree. He needs to be under the jail. He should. Under. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know if y'all know, but he actually has a rap album. So I've been listening to his mixtapes and stuff too. It's not bad, but
I know he had a rap album.
Oh yeah. He got a couple mixtapes. So
I will probably be more. The more I read into this and find out more, I'll probably be more verbal about it.
It's gonna be more.
Yeah, but if it's true, throw them underneath the jail.
So we're gonna be fair. We're gonna be fair about this thing. We got a few people we want to talk about. What about Dr. Umar's daughter? Dr. Umar's daughter said he doesn't do a damn thing for her.
Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting on that school to get built too.
I don't think anybody's surprised.
That school is keeping a roof over his head. That school paying mortgages or rent.
I'm not surprised about that statement at all.
Don't need him out. Get him out. Last person we want to talk about, at least right now, R. Kelly.
Underneath the jail.
Let me play. Can I play this for you, fellas?
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Let me play this. Chaos went back in time a little bit.
Y'all killing me with this.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time.
Is he singing?
He's singing, baby, on the phone from jail.
I got 2 minutes. Let's go. First, I wanna thank my fans for being a realist. Now let's get down to business on this greasy beat. Had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit. It's questions on my mind. It's questions on my mind. attention to my books for commentary. No, oh, I'm in this place. I don't.
Yeah, you can cut that off.
Kelly said he wants to know what the hell is his money.
Y'all killing me with this.
The name of this song is Residual Remix. That's right. And again, New Breed, y'all killing me with this.
Y'all killing me with this.
Gail, where's the camera? Where's the camera, Gail?
Being from Chicago, whatever they said he did it.
I don't know how the whole time go by.
Hey, I remember in high school. This is a story. I'm in class. I come out to go to the gym, and I'm a sophomore, junior, and people are like, so we talking about, folks, just to give context, 92. People are like, man, did you just see R. Kelly? Man, he was just up here shooting ball. R. Kelly was on campus, because I went to a private school for a little bit. He was on campus shooting ball for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, jumped in his car, and had just headed out before I came out to go to the gym. And at the time, I'm 16, 17. Man, we got a park across the street. Literally, we had a park across the street that you can see from where I was standing when I was told this information. We have parks all in the area. Why would you come up here and shoot ball? Didn't make sense to me then. It makes sense to me now. It's Robert, man. Yeah, but he said about his residuals. He took a Usher beat. No, he took a Chris Brown beat, remixed it. Somebody mixed this for him, and he sang over it, asking about what the hell is his money. He said, I made all these hits. You didn't have a problem taking these hits and making billions. Where's my cheddar?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, he got away with it the first time because in Chicago he can do no wrong. But what they said he did it.
I will say this though. I don't support R. Kelly. Just want to make that
at all.
But I also don't support these parents.
No.
Yeah.
And many of these parents took money. One young lady, sister, allegedly took tuition payments, and they shipped their child off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
And some of these people were underage and grew into adulthood later. So, and in our judicial system, we don't have anything for a parent that ships their child off into criminal activity being conducted by someone, and they condone it.
It's all messed up. It's all messed up. Everything.
Say it again.
It's a tangled web.
You can't trust the judicial system. You can't trust politics. You can't trust any of these people nowadays because they lie so much.
Especially
and when there's money involved, they don't care. They don't care about us. They never did.
True.
You know, people suffering all over. They ain't trying to do nothing. You got some of these. Well, I can't say it, but some of these certain people that's in jail, they need to be rotted, but they ain't gonna do nothing about it. They ain't gonna do nothing.
And then I think you may have heard too. We can get all into the news. Big John, we probably need to start a news segment where P. Diddy is on the phone, dropping all kind of double talk, cold speech about many different things.
Gotta get rid of them pizzas, man. Gotta get rid of them pizzas.
Hey, man.
All them pizza boxes. Got to go.
Hey, listen, man. Diddy about to be snitching like Nino Brown on New Jack City. He's snitching on everybody.
When I'm going down, everybody's going down.
Yep. He's snitching on everybody.
Yeah. Big John hit me with something earlier this week that I think is a good topic. What are the best duos in the NBA heading into the playoffs?
Oh, what a graphic at FD.
I had these technical difficulties. Big John, I can't do anything. We're gonna try to get this rectified next week, people. But I can't do anything right now with our graphics. We were late getting on because of my graphics. we have a problem. The only thing I have is this, Big Jon, and we don't want to run that. I don't even know where that came from. That's AI generated.
All right, so Luke Reed, the best duos going into the playoffs, right? I got 8 of them, 6 of them. Tatum and Brown, Mitchell and Garland, Giannis and Lillard, Shea and Chat, Steph and Jimmy, Jokic and Murray, Luka and Bron.
You know who I'm rolling with. And I was naysaying on it. But
you gotta believe.
I believe now.
Okay, let you go first.
Dang, Kawhi and James Harden ain't on that list.
Who's that? James Harden?
I mean, you can throw him on now.
No, I'm just joking. James
Harden, who?
James Harden and Kawhi. No, I was just joking. On that one.
They in the playoffs.
Hey,
yeah.
Kawhi hit a dagger there.
You know what? Probably. You know what? I would say until I'm gonna have to say.
Come on with it.
I gotta say Tatum and Brown right now, just because they champion. I'm gonna say Tatum and Brown.
Until they won, until they dethroned that.
Yeah.
So I think Boston's gonna get to the second round. That's it. You know, Kristaps Porzingis has some illness that he doesn't even know what he has.
Yeah.
And if they go to the playoffs without him, which is looking like they will, I hope he's back. They're a very different team.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you got Al Horford defending like he was defending the other night, he was clamping up Luka. I don't know how you get it.
You know that ain't hard to find. You know that,
right?
Right? When you clamping up Luka?
Yeah, you would have thought that was Drew Holiday that did that, but
you know what's one of the amazing things in sports is that people act like Luka is a two-way guy. That blows my mind. You see physical evidence that this dude taking plays off. Or
absolutely.
Act like he's standing in concrete, but people act like, no, that's not. He's not doing that.
FD Huddle said, who's beating Boston in the second round?
Whoever's there.
Was
whoever.
Hey, listen. That's
a strong pick. He said Joker.
Yeah.
Strong pick.
Yeah.
Oh, Shea and Jay Will. Oh, he altered that thing.
Yeah.
Not Shea and
Jay. Yeah. Jay Will is nice. Jay Will is nice. It's just, the thing about OKC that I'm worried about is their size. They lack a size. That's what I'm worried about with them.
I'm also worried about who's the third scorer.
Yeah, it has to be Chet.
You saw the game the other night when they lost to Denver. He was broke from the three. He did not look good. Now, if he got shots down, it's a different game. But he wasn't. Yeah. And then, can you depend on Lou Dort to go crazy like he did the other night? Probably not.
Yeah. Because he's a defender more than a shooter. So, so then you gotta depend on guys like Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, but they're not that type of players like that.
You get a hand in their face, it's a different ball game.
Mm-hmm. When you get physical with them,
it's a different ball game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said last week, Cleveland and OKC have to prove it to me.
They do.
I'm not saying they just got to prove it to me. Okay. Right? I think Tatum and Brown until they get unthrown, because even when they one's off, the other one can pick up the slack, and that team around them is just a solid, good team. Pritchard and White, they just went for 40 a piece in the game with one of them out. I think it was Brown or Tatum didn't play. Like, they got a good team. It's a good team. It's just a brand of battle I can't watch, but it's a really good team. And they don't need to be number one to go to the finals. My second is Steph and Jimmy, because Jimmy G buckets. That's my boy, and that's all I got to say.
You know how I feel about
I put all bias in that one. That's all Jimmy Butler bias in that one, because I said from the beginning of the year, go get Jimmy. Consistency on that one.
Mm-hmm. So I got another question for you, because I agree with you on Butler and Curry. Got two questions. I want to get y'all answers. Is Steph Curry top 3 all time?
What do you think about top 10?
Now, when you say top 3, do you mean guards or just all-time players?
Ballers, bro. All-time players.
Who's better? I can't put him in the top 3.
Okay, what you got?
I can't.
Okay, I'm what you got? You ain't going.
I got as far as top 3, I got Jordan.
Okay.
Kareem.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, he ain't going that low. It's difficult.
I got to put Kobe. I
respect all that. So we talking about 70-something years of basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you named 3. So where's Steph at?
I would put him in the top 10.
Top 10.
I would put him in the top 10 for sure.
Okay. I got him top 3.
Okay.
I personally had him there for 3 years now. I had him there before he won the 22 title. And I think, just think about it. You're going to have unless something crazy happened, there's an injury, you're going to have a 62 guard with 30,000 points scored in his career. No form of basketball have we ever seen anything like that. If you're not a small forward, power forward, or a center, really a power forward and a center, you're not scoring that kind of stuff unless you're Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
LeBron.
Dirk. Yeah. Well, to me, LeBron's a power forward.
He's now a power forward. He was a small forward.
He scored a lot of points, done a lot of things at the power forward position. That's who he is.
Jordan got Curry top 4.
I mean, that's cool. I remember when I talked to Jordan, and he was barely top 10. So Jordan's understanding what's going on out here. He's starting to see some stuff. His optics are changing.
Yeah. I can see that.
MJ, Bron, Kobe, Curry. Yeah, I can't argue that. No 6'2" man has done what this man is doing.
Not since Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. What you got, Big Jon?
What's been the catalyst for the change with Detroit basketball?
The change?
Yeah.
Oh, it could be.
When the rules got put in,
a lot of games. People know.
What's this turnaround from being one of the worst teams to being top 5 in the East and solidified with your playoff spot basically? Is it Cade Cunningham? Is it coaching? Is it culture? What have you seen been the person that goes to the games?
Mm-hmm. I think it's just. I think it's JB. I think everybody with getting into a system, but a lot of that has to do with Cade, and Cade just working with his team. He trusting his teammates, and it's just
he's got better teammates too, though.
Yeah, and I also think the acquisition of Dennis Schroeder is helping him a lot, a whole lot. And it's just now you got another ball handler who's a vet that can, control the team, and then you can have Cade on the 2.
Did you say a vet? Having a vet is a good thing?
Yeah.
I think that's key. That's key.
Very key.
Because you got Tim Hardaway Jr. came over, you got Beasley came over, you got Dennis Schroeder came over.
Yeah, Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris is there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that helps.
He's passing back down to Orlando and to Memphis. Vets are a good thing to have.
Yeah, and their defense has gotten better, especially Asar Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Asar and Ron Holland, their defensive intensity is really wearing off with this team.
It is.
And the emergence of Isaiah Stewart and Durant, they defense picked up too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I love it, man. It's just I know a lot of people here always say, "Yo, we should stick to the 6th seed." No, we should go up.
Yeah.
We should go up. Like we tied for the 5th seed, right? I think we only like 5.5 games out of the 3 seed. Like, why not try to get it?
There's no difference between the 3 seed and the 6 seed. You play the same one.
Because because people here, man, they rather play. It's almost like they rather play the Knicks more than the Bucks and the Pacers. And listen, I understand that, but I want to have home field. That's me.
I think Detroit could beat the Pacers.
Yeah,
I believe in Detroit more than I do the Pacers.
I believe in K more than I do Halliburton.
So do I. This is why I asked the question: would you rather have Kate or Luka if you had a franchise and you wanted a point guard? Who would you rather have?
You already know who I'm picking. You already know I'm picking. I'm picking Kane. I'm picking Kane all day long.
I'm picking with you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, I got a question for you. I got a question for y'all, but this more so go to FD.
What you got?
Being a Warriors fan,
when
they had, the Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
Where do you put them all time in backcourts?
Oh, the number one backcourt of all time.
Okay.
The only competition is Dumars and Thomas.
Yes, sir. I agree.
And they have went way beyond where Dumars and Thomas was. But one of the funniest things to me, do you all remember the interview that Steph and Clay and Joe and Isaiah Thomas have, and they sit down?
I remember that.
In that entire interview, Isaiah Thomas is trying to act like he's sonning these guys. But you can't do that to the best backcourt of all time by far. You got the 1 and 2 best shooters in the backcourt of all time. You got guys who have been down big points and come back and destroy people. You got a Steph hit a shot that made KD come to his team. Those guys they're just different. I actually wish Clay could have stayed. It's just not, Clay had to go off and understand some things about himself independently. I think it's good for both of them to play separately. I think it's going to be good for Steph to possibly win a championship one day without Clay. I think it's going to mean more to his legacy overall and help him with his overall development. I think when you're a great player, you continue to develop. I also think Clay needs to go somewhere and understand he's not the dude he used to be, and he will never be that dude. But he's still a very good player. And but if someone came to you, New Breed, and you've been a legend, and they said they're gonna start pods over you and put you on the bench, you probably got something to say about that. So I get that. But your body, man, he overcame so much adversity to tear a knee up and an Achilles. We just heard today that Tiger Woods tore his Achilles.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh.
Tiger Woods tore his Achilles.
Yikes.
I'm telling you, as an older guy, man, I don't play pickup. I remember one time, this was probably 16 years ago. I played a pickup game of touch football and sprained my foot. And it took me 8 weeks. Now, it wasn't broken. I thought it was broken at one point. First of all, I was playing on a bad field. But, we grew up. We played stuff on bad fields. We don't care. I was 30-something years old. I needed to care. Stepped in a desert. I heard my foot crack. After that, man, my worst fear is tearing the Achilles in life. I don't play pickup basketball. Nobody just says, hey, man, you want to run with us? I'm not involved in that. Because you talking about what a year of rehab, getting yourself back right. I want no. I have no interest in that, man. So for Clay to tear a knee and Achilles and come back and win a championship and be instrumental in that championship win, he beat the odds. So future Hall of Famer. He will have a statue outside of Chase Center. But best backcourt of all time, those two guys.
So Huddle says, where do you put Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili? Maybe 3?
Probably 3 or 4. I'm gonna think who else is in that contention for that. Who else is in that? They probably would have to be 3. They won so many rings. They would have to be 3. I can't think of anybody else that has had postseason success like those guys. Yeah, would have to be.
I couldn't even put Dame and CJ McCollum there. So
no, they like 30th.
Right. That sounds about right. You know,
hold up. LP says it might be between Jordan and Pip. Pip is a 3.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, Pip's a 3.
Yeah, he's 3. Legitimate 3.
We ain't talking best duos. We're just talking about backwards.
Yeah, backwards. Kuzi and Russell? No. Not happening. But greatness will make you pull some names out. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, like in this NBA, it's like a positionless thing. So you could do like tandems like that, but we talk about like literally like true backcourts.
Yeah.
You know,
now, Pip always say it's one of the best point forwards that we've ever seen. Ever seen. The stuff that
absolutely.
And he was doing it at a time the guys his size 6'7" was not doing that. He allowed Mike to play off the ball a lot, but at least when we bring the ball up the court and position himself. Pip is, I hate some of the stuff that he said afterwards, and people want to discredit him. But the game of basketball and where he came from, Scott Pippen he's on a different level. Thompson played the 3-2, right? I mean, in that system, but he's a 2.
He's a 2 guard.
He's a 2 guard. Yeah.
Check out Brendan's comment.
Hold up. Do you think Panini's recent antitrust lawsuit means Fanatics exclusive contacts will be void, or more likely, Fanatics will try to acquire Panini America to save future complications? I had some thoughts on this, but go ahead, Big Jon or New Breed.
From what I understand, it's not necessarily a win. It's just basically what they can actually go to court about was what was kind of decided. And I think it'll be easier or less stressful on Fanatics to try to get Panini back on the table to negotiate, because if they lose, a lot of reworking the contracts are going to have to be done. And then on the flip side, if Panini wins, that doesn't mean that these leagues are going to want to take your offer for either. So it may be easier for both sides to go back and just to the table and like, we're going to acquire these licenses, or we're going to acquire this part of the business and buy it out and just avoid all the. This can go on for another 3 to 5 years. Like, this is not
possible.
Yeah, this ain't a quick case. These lawyers on both sides are going to drag this out as long as possible. And for Panini, Fanatics has more money to drag it out.
So I see it as a short-term win to possibly get people at Panini more money in the future. That's all I see this as. That's it.
See it too. It's all about money. All about money. More money. That's how I look at it. So, we're talking emotional.
Yeah, Fanatics will have the licenses going forward, and then we'll see what Panini is doing. I would think it's best to sell before you have nothing. But people do like to buy unlicensed products. I don't know. I don't know what Lee says. I don't know. So people do buy it.
Ain't lying about that. They do like to do that, but hey, if that's what they do, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But it is what it is. I'm still on cars regardless, so it's all good.
What'd you say?
I said I'm gonna still get cars regardless, so it's okay with me.
Yeah, New Breed. I don't think most people know some of the stuff you have signed and by who, and I mean it gets really deep. New Breed goes to many games.
I do,
and he has the personality to meet a lot of people, and he gets a lot of stuff signed. Or if he doesn't get signed, he has great conversations. He takes great pictures. He sends me pictures all the time of different people that he's either they're leaving a hotel or they're coming into the facility or they're in the facility. They just did a shoot around or whatever it may be. They find New Breed.
Yeah. There's luck. That's why why we was talking about Curry and Thompson. This is actually the first time I've ever met him, ever, and I have like autographed jerseys of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm lucky. I'm lucky.
And what's cool to me about both of them is they're the kind of people who will stop and sign your autograph. And there's some other people unnamed who won't.
Oh, it's a lot of those. It's a lot of those I can think of.
Never heard of anything. Hey, so what's up with Isaiah Stewart pushing Curry on the hip?
I don't know what's up. I think it's just I think they just didn't I think it was just Curry just shooting and just looking back at Stewart. I think Stewart is just a high head, man. I don't know what's up with him.
Yeah, I think it's teammates.
He's a Draymond Green to me, man. He's a high head. I think he just
Draymond Green without the production.
Yeah. That's one person Draymond ain't gonna mess with at all is Isaiah Stewart.
Maybe his price of eggs or something is too high. Maybe something else is on that.
It could be because them eggs is high, man.
Yeah,
it's just
he's like, man, get the hell on.
They like $5 skillion now. It's crazy, man. Man, them omelets ain't hitting, man. You know it's something wrong.
LP says Curry was strolling. Curry was just saying follow through and one. That's basketball.
Yeah. That's just like people. That is like people had trouble and had an issue with recently had the Michigan State game, and State got a tradition of like kissing the floor because the seniors and Michigan players wasn't allowing that, and they got into a fight because of that. So these kind of things happen in sports, but I don't pay it no mind. I mean, it's just people being competitive. Nothing wrong with being competitive and stuff like that, but when you troll, I just laugh at stuff when it comes to trolling, man. It's just funny to me. But
yeah,
some people take it serious, some people don't. So it's just part of sports.
Huddle says, I don't think they can produce NFL and NBA. If you look at MLB, they can only use minor leaguers and retired players. Yeah, I mean Panini is.
Mm-hmm.
$9 a dozen for eggs. Didn't believe the wife when she told me that. What city are you living in, Brandon?
Y'all don't go to Costco?
I said it's time to get some chickens. See, Brendan's trying to take it back to the source, man. He said, let me get these chickens so I know what they're eating. Let me see what's in my eggs, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do something about them eggs. Make sure it's the right eggs, too.
Yeah, because, you can find a lot of stuff in your eggs.
Mm-hmm.
NFL roster moves. What do y'all think about DK moving? Some of these other moves. Gino going to the Raiders. What do we think?
Gino to the Raiders is a stopgap till they figure out what they're going to do for a quarterback.
And the head coach is familiar with him. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably been explained to him in a meeting. Yes.
DK going to the Steelers. Put him back with Russell. That's where he's had his most production at. So That's going to be a crash out wide receiver room.
Does Russ? It will be, right? Will Russ make it through the season? He's not going to make it through the season.
What else? Bolster to the Bills. We talked about that.
What's up with Kenny Pickett going to the Browns?
They need a quarterback. They need somebody, another stopgap till they figure out what they're going to do. Hopkins to the Ravens.
Justin Fields to the Jets.
Yeah. Justin Fields to the Jets. I actually like that.
It's just a horrible organization.
It's horrible organization. But him with Garrett Wilson, I kind of like that.
You know, Mark O'Brien was drafted.
They got a running quarterback.
Mark O'Brien was drafted in 1983. They won a Super Bowl with Namath in 1969. Haven't done a damn thing since. So,
does Rodgers sign with anybody?
Some people thought he might go to, what was the team people were talking about with him? I can't remember. Some people think he may still sign. It's probably only 1 or 2 teams calling. That's about it.
Did Indianapolis sign a quarterback?
I haven't heard about that. Have they?
He could go there.
I do like Hopkins to the Ravens. I think it's a strong move. If the right Hopkins shows up with the right mindset. Yeah, Bosa to the Bills with that 1-year deal we were talking about earlier. Found that 1 year.
Daniel Jones went to Indy. Thank you, Huddle.
Daniel Jones? Yeah. Is that noteworthy?
I mean,
is he starting?
Come on, baby. I don't know. You know, Richardson kind of get tired. He's not tapping on that helmet. You know,
yeah, he gets tired.
Somebody come in now.
All over the place too. He just starts slinging it all over the place. So you got to tap Daniel Jones in.
When he get winded, you gotta need somebody to come in there and stop that ball.
It's like him and Anthony Evans. When they get tired, they're gonna tell you about it. Yeah, Justin Fields went to the Jets. Justin Fields to the Jets. QB competition, coach said. I mean, Indy knows they don't really want Anthony Richardson. They just got to find somebody else that can actually take them snaps. So that's where Daniel Jones comes in. Daniel Jones is young enough. I joke he's young enough where he's gonna have a job. So people know that he's been a starter and he's been on the center as a starter, so he's gonna have a job. But he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. That's not what he does. He's just a guy who got overpaid.
What y'all think? What y'all think about Myles Garrett signing back with the Browns?
How you want to get paid? I actually think that all the talk about I want to win was just some stuff he was saying to get paid. That's not
hard to turn out that type of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to say.
Especially when they guaranteed him $88 million up front. He get that in the next 30 days.
Yeah. I mean, he's a future Hall of Famer.
I can stay in Cleveland for $88 million.
If he stays on this course, he's a future Hall of Famer. So,
man, they are so upset down here. We could not get Myles Garrett. They is fuming. They is fuming.
Oh, you want to put him with Hutchinson? You don't believe in Hutchinson? What is it?
I don't think they wanted to pay him that money. I don't think they have to pay that money.
Yeah.
You know, and then they didn't want to pay him that money, and they let go as a Darius Smith. So it's like we right back in square one.
Oh, so we got the shell game going on.
LP a lot of people gone.
Jameis Winston going to have a job, and then Huddle says something Winston to the Giants. Shell game. Winston and Daniel Jones, who's better? You could put them in a sack, shake it up, won't fall out. Who's better?
Yeah, I'm just keep shaking the bag. Maybe something else drop out.
Yeah, something Winston to the Giants. Yeah, I mean, But you got to do that, though, in sports. It's just something that's inevitable. Some guys going to get paid by somebody else. You think that value is lower. Somebody take Derek Carr away, please. Man, we don't like Derek Carr, LP.
Man, I got Spencer Rattler down there in New Orleans.
Man.
How long to the draft?
Let me look at it. NFL draft is May. And what city is it in?
It's in Green Bay. April 24th.
April 24th? Okay. I've never been to the draft. Came close to going to the one in Chicago. Never been to the draft. I'm glad they have taken it on the road. Saints going to draft in the first round. Newbury, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You're kind of choppy on the voice, so kind of breaking up. Don't know why. Yeah, it's interesting what's happening in sports. Some of these QBs. McCarthy should be back from Michigan. The kid from Georgia should be back with the Rams. We got to see who is going to pick up the not future Hall of Famer, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
LP says, I'd rather have Jamies than Derek. At least I'd be entertained while losing. Derek Carr just has an inaccurate throw. He just does not command the huddle. His teammates don't believe him. Those are the three things that hurts Derek Carr. I still can't believe Devontae followed Aaron Rodgers to the Jets and then came to the Rams. I don't know. You know, he was on pace at one point to be a legendary receptions and reception yards and touchdown wide receiver.
Yep.
And I don't know about that now. Well, no. Maybe he's going to have a Randy Moss year where he breaks out 18 touchdowns. I'm going to get himself back on track. We'll see. But
We'll see.
Stafford may be able to give him the ball.
Oh, yeah. Stafford definitely going to give him the ball.
Yeah, I can believe the purge of the 49ers. You're tired of playing with an average quarterback.
That you're going to pay.
That you're going to pay. And you're not going to pay me, whoever me is on that team. We saw Debo say, I'm not getting paid, I'm bouncing. It's going to be other players. If you're Kittle, I'm out of there. Your career is stagnant right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy is already people. He's already overachieved. He's bumped his head on his ceiling. It's not going any further. At least I don't think so. If you're out there holding Brock Purdy cards, let us hear from you.
No.
I haven't picked up an NFL card in so long. I think it's like probably last October I bought anything NFL.
Yeah. If it's not Brady, I just don't know what I'm doing. That's just me, though. But I have this long-term view on stuff. What's that?
I ain't even gonna lie. I just picked up some. I ain't even gonna lie. I just picked up some Caleb Williams rookie cards. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, pick them up, people. There will be people in Chicago that would take them. I don't know any of those people, but they're people. Hey, the Bears did get some linemen, so you know.
Yeah, they got some linemen. They got them some linemen. I
don't know if they're any good because the GM's a former lineman that wasn't good, and he just drafts and picks up linemen that was worse than him. So we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the question: is Derrick Henry the last 10K rusher? It's looking like that. And at one point, we didn't know if he'd make it to 10K. That's like that yardage that you just don't know if a player can make it to because injuries are so strong. But he may be. I want to see him in Jackson get a ring, though. Get a ring.
Does Barkley get injured next year? It's a real question.
I think so. I hate to say it. I don't want to hate on the dude. I love what he did. I love
it. It happened at CMC. He had that great year. Next year,
you know, CMC is undersized, and that was inevitable when he got drafted. I went to a UCLA game his last year at Stanford. That's an extremely small man. He's not going to make it in the NFL. And I still think his career is over. He won't play in 17 games next year.
Oh, no.
What was his issue? Growing pool, hamstring? What was his issue? Knees, Achilles? All lower extremities.
Yeah, I think it was an Achilles. I think it was.
Hold up. Zeke needs less than 900 for 10K. Hold up. We talking about – hold on. We talking about Ezekiel Elliott? That man had 57 yards last year. Bruh.
Yeah.
900 for him is 10. It could be 5,000 for someone else. It's not happening. I don't see that happening. And who did he sign with? He signed with somebody on the practice squad.
Oh wow.
Did he sign with somebody on the practice squad? Hold on one second.
Trying to find it. Do we? Okay, I heard FD. See. So, yeah, he's at 9,130 yards.
I still don't think he got it.
Yeah, he has 9,130 yards rushing on his career. So he get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get it.
I mean, does he? That's 900 yards. Does he get on a team next year to actually play? I don't know if he's going to be at a state where he's going to be able to run the ball and get enough carries to hit that over the next 2-3 years. It's possible. We can get like 200 carries a year.
Yes, if he gets on the team, but it's gonna be tough for him. It's gonna be tough.
He is not the same running back that came out of Ohio State.
No.
You on mute, FD.
You talking about Zeke?
Yeah.
Well, he got ran into the ground. What he had 350 rushes or more 3 years in a row. So that's you getting the ball, that's you getting hit, and that's you hitting the ground, and you getting up. So it's like almost 2,000 1,500 touches, man. That's a lot on the human body. And his off-season activities. I don't know what kind of shape you can get into on Bill
You
Street.
in Cabo? No.
Well, you on Bill Street on some balconies. I don't know.
You can't do pull-ups on the balconies on Bill Street, you know?
I guess you could work out before you get there in theory. But when you get there, you catch yourself back. And then you start touching and grabbing. I don't know. I don't know this. If I was a multi-millionaire, I'm probably keeping my hands to myself, man. Yep. I'm not in any kind of club. I would probably have something where I invite y'all over. Probably got to keep your head count to just you because it really can't have people around that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the life. That's the seclusion of a multi-millionaire. Other than that, you're just asking.
Or a single multi-millionaire.
Yeah, single. Well, nowadays, you can be married or single.
All right, Steve Smith.
Yeah.
You ain't lying. You ain't never lying.
Yeah. Steve Smith. Yep. I guess yeah. You got Cam Newton. You got a lot of people doing stuff that they get on podcasts and talk about. Podcasts have become where we just sit and kick back and just tell all. Start talking about stuff. I guess we think we need them clicks. We start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, sometimes you got to just tell stories, you know? Tall tales.
I guess.
Put 100 on 10 every now and then, you know?
Always bet on black, I guess.
Ain't lying.
Oh,
Brendan said, I stare into the screen until it tells me what I want to know. Yeah. Yeah.
That's our
It's
chat.
just like work, though. Are you ever sometimes I'm on a work Zoom or Teams and something crazy happens and you're trying to solve it while you're on you're trying to bring up some slides or something. And we're here and music just comes out of nowhere. And now I'm trying to solve that. Like, what is that? Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, it's interesting out here. So we got like a month left in the season. I looked and saw that the Golden State Warriors season ends on April 13th. Most teams are probably around the same time. As they said in Rocky 3. You got any predictions, Big Jon? Any
you
predictions?
already know.
New breed.
Jimmy Butler gonna get y'all to the promised line, okay? Jimmy G buckets and the G stands for gets. I'm telling you.
So Big Jon, you're saying that Golden State's gonna get that chip?
Yeah, I believe in Jimmy.
Oh, it's more than Jimmy on that team that I know you believe in now.
Listen, yeah, I believe in Curry, I believe in Draymond, but I believe in Jimmy.
Okay.
This is where the unwavering belief in Jimmy Butler as being a Jimmy Butler fan who took Miami to the finals twice. I'm sure he can be the third wheel or the second wheel to a Steph Curry and get them to the finals.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about the other day. The only team with a center, like a legitimate traditional center, is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
That
just plays out.
Yeah, that just helps Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let Jay Will, who pulled a muscle in his hip or something, don't let teams start getting some of these knick-knack injuries right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very interesting, people.
I believe the only team that Golden State don't want to see is the LeBron-Luka combination. It's the only thing I think they don't want to see.
Oh, I think they want to see that.
I think that's the only bad matchup.
All you gotta do is let LeBron do his thing and make Luka work, and you beat that team. I'd probably say in 5 games, 5, 6, maybe 6. Make Luka come out every night and exert himself, and let LeBron get off. That team's walking home real quick because Luka's gonna start giving it up, complaining, talking to the refs.
I mean, they both gonna throw tantrums.
Yeah, not playing defense. I can't wait to see Luke in the playoffs.
I mean, they can go from the 2 seed to the 6 seed or the 7 seed real quickly.
Probably about to go to a play-in. Might be about to go to a play-in.
Mm-hmm. And if they get to a play-in, they don't want to see Phoenix in the play-in.
No.
In a one and done scenario, I'll take Kevin Durant, even though Phoenix is
also
Phoenix.
With Kevin Durant knowing I'm not coming back here next year.
Yeah.
What is Booker gonna do?
Nothing.
I don't think he's gonna stay in Phoenix. You think he's gonna stay in Phoenix? KD's not there.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna leave. If it's not gonna be Booker, it's gonna be Bradley Beal.
Yeah, somebody's gotta go.
I mean, Bill's out the door. They're gonna get rid of Bill.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that man made $200-some million. Signed a contract for that.
So, bigger robbery, him or Paul George?
I think Paul George is more of an offender of robbery.
I'm gonna say Pandemic P too.
Yeah.
I need everybody to give Evan Turner his flowers because he called this at the beginning of the year. He called it.
Iowa State legend.
I don't even think Paul George even cares anymore. I hit Big Jon up. I was like, this dude is at WWE in Philly right now.
Yeah, it was in Philly. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, Newbury. Right after he said, I ain't gonna be doing these podcasts no more, man. I gotta chill out. Man, we're trying to win a championship. Then get in his limo, go straight to WWE.
He can't be entertained. He has some entertainment after practice that he didn't practice at. He just can't, go enjoy some athletes doing their craft to the best of their abilities and and being great. He can't enjoy to see some CM Punk, Jay Uso being great, something he know nothing about.
If Tyrese Halliburton can do it, I guess he can do it too.
I mean, Halliburton did it in the offseason for the most part. I think he's at one MSG show. But he just sat down. He did what he did best. He sat in the chair and watched. Professionals do what professionals do. He didn't get involved.
Check your boy.
He sat ringside. That's all he likes to sit right close to the action, not just be in the action.
Holding the 76ers belt. That dude doesn't care, man.
Come on, man.
It looks like his boys are like, man, we got these seats, dog. These seats. It's all good.
Unbelievable, man.
Paul George, man, Fresno State.
One of the. I still.
Oh, wow. Brendan said Luka will be out for the season with the first beer muscle injury in NBA history. You heard it here first.
Chad has been great tonight.
And we're trying to act like we don't know why Dallas got rid of him. Would you pay that man $300 million?
No.
Yeah, he's holding his back. Holler at the refs.
It's amazing to me how much these players play, and they don't even play half of the games.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. Like Kawhi Leonard been stealing money for years.
Yeah. It's all about what if he comes back though. What if? Yeah. Kawhi Leonard's career is almost done.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you another person who's been stealing money for years is Ben Simmons, or as I call it, my neck and my back.
The next LeBron?
Yeah. Yeah, and they said that when he came out too, that he was going to be the next LeBron.
Yeah,
the next LeBron.
Also, Embiid's career is over.
Oh,
they're talking about bone grafting this man.
Man, that's rough. That is rough.
I'm still trying to figure out why he played in the Olympics. Was that his going out party getting that gold medal? Was that him saying, "I'm good, y'all"? Wrapping this thing up.
It could be.
That's what it looked like. Because he didn't look physically well in the Olympics.
Yeah, because I think he had to make a decision who he wanted to play for, because I think it was either France or the United States, and he picked the United States.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, might be a good decision.
Speaking of that, Kyrie is trying to get his paperwork for Australia.
Yeah.
So what's the connection to Australia? Like, what? How does he?
I don't know.
I guess you got to live
I
there.
think didn't he live there because his dad played in Australia when he was a kid, something like that?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think so.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because I think you got to live there for like a certain period of time for you to be eligible to play for the country.
I can see that.
And then, with all these injuries and stuff too, it's just all messed up. Like Wemby, Embiid,
Question:
Kyrie.
Is Wemby gonna come back and have a 7+ year career?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Now, let me ask y'all. Could y'all consider him to be a face of the NBA?
I think people are gonna try. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has the personality for it, but people are gonna try.
I mean, he's a man of the people. You see him out in New York playing chess before the game in New York. Like, he's personable. He has a personality.
Mm-hmm.
He's not afraid of the spotlight, and he wants to compete. So I can see them pushing him, and I can see people accepting him as a face. Mm-hmm. More importantly, like, when was the last time you've seen somebody out in public in a big city like New York? Like, he's at Grant Park playing chess. He got security, of course, but like, you out in the open. Yeah. We not somebody that advanced. You are out in the open. So,
yeah, I'm with Brendan on this one. So we're 1/3 here. I don't think Wemby's gonna have a 7-year career, and I think this deep bone thrombosis is a huge problem. Note, all right, you can have deep bone thrombosis, right?
Is that Embiid or is that Wemby?
That's Wemby, and you can also hold a press conference to talk to people about your diagnosis. None of that's happening. This man has vanished.
It says that it's generally positive with most patients fully healed within a few weeks to months.
Yeah, but they don't get on the plane every other day, and they don't play a full contact sport. This is most people who go back to their desk. And
they're also not 7'6".
Yeah. And I always go off, and I'm not trying to hate on this man, but who's 7'4" or taller who's had a long career? It's not happening. Or it hasn't happened. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened. And then I think there's a reason for that. And it's one thing to be Chris Bosh at the end of your career with any kind of blood clot issue. It's another thing to be 22.
That's why it's so, like, when Asar Thompson had that and then came back from having a blood clot, that's amazing. And the way that he's playing, you wouldn't have thought he had it.
Yeah.
But and I'm another one too is Karis LeVert. When he had that heart issue, he almost died.
Yeah.
But now he's playing back at a high level in the NBA.
Well, you remember Green, that played with Denver, that played with LeBron in Cleveland. He had a heart issue, had open heart surgery.
Yeah, he
did. You know that Alonzo Mourning had kidney issues. There's been players that have had some things going on.
Yeah.
And with Zoe, put him on the bench, reduce his minutes, stuff like that. But
guys like, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, all these guys that had all these injuries. It happens. It happens. But that's part of sports.
I think the most important part we talk about, and we all feel this, is that Wemby has to do what's best for Wemby and live a life.
Yes.
And not be I'm concerned about what my Prism goal is priced at. Come on, people.
Yeah. Gotta
Gotta just stay focused.
You got a lot of that out here. Man, my national treasures. Okay.
Hey, I think a lot of people gonna be more worried about their parlays. You're like, man, he could have got me 1 or 2 rebounds.
Right. So.
Like, dang.
Probably so.
Why he had to get hurt?
With deep bone thrombosis.
I just hope he has a good life after this. Like, it's dangerous. Blood clots is dangerous.
Very.
Yeah, very good kid. He's every bit of 7'4", 7'5". If you meet him in person, I met him in person. He's that tall, but he's a very good kid and very nice. So
again, I was saying this to a friend the other day. I think it's something about all of us in the world, but it's definitely something about an athlete that spends time in other countries and moves from country to country doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about your Kobe Bryant's, you're talking about Wemby, Michael Strahan spent time in another country. Even if you're an athlete or not, it just rounds you out. And you see these guys who have this perspective, just like a light switch goes on when they're in front of the camera or they're talking to people or they're exchanging jerseys with a child or whatever it may be. They're just built differently than those with less perspective on certain things.
Yeah, they got a different perspective on things because they've been out there in the world and they've seen everything. So they go to the States and they like, oh, wow, this is what goes on. So they get shell shock coming, even to the States.
What I do like about Wemby is his straight realness. When he said most of these dudes in the NBA with their work ethics don't impress me. Yeah. Some other people may think, because Kobe said something like that when he first came out.
Absolutely.
Some other people may think that, but not say it. But to me, it says a lot about you when you speak it. Because it's true. If you sit and look at a game and you really analyze that game, there's only so many guys out here really trying to get after something. And the other ones are thinking about what car they're going to get in afterwards, who's sitting in the front row, and where we going.
That's true. That's true. Different mindsets. People got different things on their minds, so they just and the money.
You can even see in the timeout. Sometimes in the timeout is happening over here. You'll see some guys over here.
Yep.
Create third.
Thinking about a pool party.
Yep.
Trying to get that plan going. Okay. So, okay. So you and her. Okay. That hand signals, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Different things. I've seen Jimmy Butler personally miss team buses and chilling in different, in cities. Not even going to the team buses. He's out and about.
Yeah.
Not even going to the games. He's just there. And I'm like, wow, they actually let him do that?
Yeah.
But Miami let him do that all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And then when it came down to it, Pat Riley wanted to put the smack down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jimmy strongly comes off as a person who, when he loses respect for a situation, man, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they talking about. I bet you in Golden State he's making a bus.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He making shoot around on time. He's in meetings speaking up. They say he's very vocal in the locker room. Jimmy knows he got dealt a gray hand. And I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to get a ring on this finger. May even get 2. If they can pick up somebody in the offseason.
You are greedy.
No.
You ain't even got the 1.
No.
Now 3. Now 4. Now 5.
Newbury, I'm saying, in 15 games, we've gone from FD, I'm going to be on the floor, Big Jon, to 2 rings.
If you ship off Jonathan Kuminga and some other pieces, Pods and all these other cats that just sitting around, and you bring in a player that's probably scoring 16 plus a night, Golden State with Jimmy Butler, with Draymond and Steph, almost untouchable in this NBA. And that probably is going to happen. Kuminga's not going to be around here much longer, people. He's playing Thursday night. They're going to get him right. They've already appointed Jimmy Butler as his mentor, which means ride his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Which Jimmy will do.
Yeah, and Jimmy said, okay, it's all good with me. Jimmy is already talking about Kuminga in press conferences. He's been assigned the task. Curry has said, they've sat down and probably had a meeting, and Curry has said, this is what I've done to try to mentor this guy. Draymond has said, this is what I've done to try to mentor this guy, and now it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't punch him in the face, Jimmy.
Jimmy might smack his ass around.
He might.
It could happen.
I done told you.
Talk about a team of crash outs.
See what I did to Poole. You want that to happen to you too?
You remember Iguodala got up on Wiggins. Bron and told you. Come here.
Y'all killing me with this.
No. All right.
Killing me.
Wow.
You did this for 30 years.
Come on, man. Where the cameras? Where's the cameras?
I ain't never hog-tied nobody. What's hog-tied?
Why would I do that with all this money?
I can't.
Big Jon. Big Jon found no humor, man. It's like, come on.
Yeah. We got to have you back on before the playoffs start or in the middle of the playoffs, man. Yeah. It's always good talking basketball with you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we got to
have you here, man. Yeah, I've always, man. I love this show, man. I will.
Thank you,
man.
Thank you.
It's a blessing to be on here, man. Whenever I get the call, I'm definitely down, man. It's just I have so much respect for you guys, and I tell FD this all the time. It's just this show is a wonderful show, and anybody that have not liked and subscribed to this show, man, you need to be drug tested. You need to be drug tested.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, man. We appreciate it. Next week we have guests again. We got WWE Gelman coming on. Trying to do something, talk about WWE cars in the hobby a little more and some sports. I'm trying to get them to just come on over to the dark side. I'm going to a cruise, so I'm working on the WWE side now.
Hey, one question. New Breed, you been on a cruise?
I have.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it.
Now you rolling with Big Jon. Because I can get my foot off ground to get on a cruise.
Listen, man, I love to travel.
Okay.
I've been to places like Aruba and places like that. I love it. I just love traveling, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get a kick of just driving and going. I just love doing that too.
All right.
You know, I love it.
Cool. Big Jon has a cruise coming up, and it's gonna be out kicking it. And I'm trying to wrap my head around something like that.
But I'm not convincing them though. Management has told me to leave him alone about that. So
I mean, I'm open to all suggestions at all times. That's not, I'm not that kind of person.
For the record, management is my wife.
It's just like when people go camping, man. I'm from the inner city of Chicago.
I ain't going camping.
I can't see driving 3 hours out and laying on the ground.
Yeah,
I just can't. I don't. Now I'll go glamping in a minute. We can go out hiking, build fires, catch fish. I do all that. Then I'm gonna go back, take a shower, and in some heat or some air conditioning, depending on what's popping. And I'm gonna go lay down and chill out and watch TV.
Get your Airbnb.
Yeah, do whatever. Do whatever I want to do. But I'm not gonna be out here on the ground and shit crawling around and no, man. Yeah. It might rain tonight. And oh shit, is that a wolf? I'm not.
Right.
Do it.
Hey, especially if you got back problems and you're supposed to be on the ground. Oh no, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
And then you go from camping. Your kid get bitten by something, you're in the ER. Now everybody that goes camping is probably listening to this. Like, what the hell is he talking about? But that's just me.
Nah, I ain't going camping.
I can't. I've never been camping, and I don't know if I want to. I just can't do it. And especially if you got bears and all this stuff. I'm like, no, can't do it.
Easy prey to me. Hey, Newbury, I want to thank you for being here. I really appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
You're one of the people that have supported since day one. Big Jon Newbury was an individual that was in comments, leaving great comments. And then I said, I need to have you on and have you come through. And then I found out he was from Detroit. And we started talking about different places in Detroit because I lived there at one point. I always want to thank Big Jon for being here. Great co-host, has added a lot to this show, taking this show to a whole nother level. I really appreciate him from that. Also, an individual that was leaving great comments, and we're talking back and forth throughout shows. And I was like, I need to have this guy as a guest, and then have him as a guest a few times. I was like, I need to have this guy as a co-host. I think you had a perspective on sports and cars that not many have, and I appreciate you. And I also thank you, bro. Thank you.
We do this, for the chat, for people, for each other. It's a good conversation.
Yep.
I was excited to talk to Newbury today. I know he's got that basketball knowledge, and it's what we come with sports. And it's always fun Tuesday nights. If you want to come here, have fun, get your opinions off, because we accept all opinions.
All of them.
We listen, and I do judge.
And the jury.
And I appreciate everybody that's in, especially like Brendan has been here for so long. Zerny has been here for so long. Huddle is always around since we had him as on our guest. I appreciate everybody that's here, because any of us choose what we're going to do and what time we're going to spend where. And I just really appreciate, I have more fun, and I've said this many, many times. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I have more fun doing a podcast than almost anything else that we do. I enjoy going to shows, and I like negotiating and talking about sports and finding some cars that I really like. I really enjoy that, but I really enjoy sitting down talking about sports. I look forward to this all night. I knew what Newbury was going to bring to the conversation and what Big Jon was going to bring. This is just so much fun for me. There was a point in time, y'all know, I used to do 4 podcasts a week, and sometimes we joke around here. I don't even know how I did that. But it was just because we were getting out the gates, and I just enjoyed this so much. To me, there's nothing like this platform. And I really think that our podcast is one of the most genuine. I watch a bunch of podcasts that have nothing to do with sports, just all over the place. And we're probably one of the most genuine and professional podcasts that is out there. We're the most diverse podcast. We have people from all over the planet, as well as in the hobby, outside of the hobby, and whatever. And we're going to start branching out to some other subjects that we don't even talk about right now.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be fun, because we want to take it more places. So I appreciate all y'all. It's been a dream of mine for years. I'm glad to share it with you all.
I'm glad to be in. It's fun every Tuesday.
Yeah.
See y'all guys next week.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later, Connecticut. Talk to you later, Detroit. LA in the house.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
be rolling.
We rolling.